Welcome back to Sissy Maya. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update. Additionally, consider subscribing to my Patreon to get access to these features, and much more. I instructed you to be home by 4:45, but it's now 5:15. We have little time to prepare you to Madam's satisfaction, and there's no time for tea. Kelly expressed her annoyance openly. What's the problem? Sam asked, annoyed. I was stuck in traffic. But how long does it take to get ready? To make you look somewhat presentable as a woman, about 3 hours. We only have 1 hour. Get into the bathroom and start shaving your legs and chin. I want them as smooth as a baby's bottom when you're done, and you have 5 minutes. Sam took nearly 10 minutes and found an even more frantic wife when he emerged. Sit down now, she ordered sharply. This is ridiculous, and it's all your fault. Please, darling, not this again, Sam attempted to calm her. She quickly brushed his hair away from his face, then secured it tightly with bobby pins. Feeling his beard area, she remarked, well, that's smooth enough. Now, let's see. Eyebrows, no, they're too thick. She grabbed tweezers and began plucking forcefully. Ouch. Why are you doing that? It hurts, he protested. Stop complaining. She said I had to make you look more feminine, so that's what I'm doing. But I have work tomorrow. Please, I think she meant something temporary. Just be quiet. This is your fault, and you have to deal with it. Besides, I can thicken them a bit tomorrow. She continued mercilessly, finally appearing satisfied after a few minutes. That's much better, she exclaimed. Sam tried to see his reflection in the mirror, but Kelly was in the way. Stay still. You can admire yourself later when I'm done. Next, some eyeshadow. Yes, she applied it along with a bit of mascara. Then she applied foundation, mentioning that the color matched the blouse Sam wore the night before. Finally, she applied some lip color. Moving on to his hair, she unpinned all that she had secured while doing his makeup. Sam noticed she had been heating up her curling iron. What are you planning to do? He asked uncertainly. Your hair, she replied unhelpfully, brushing it through again and creating an off-center parting. Taking a small section of hair, she carefully wrapped the loose end around the hot tongs, closing the lever. Then she wound the hair section around the tong, sprayed some solution onto it, pressed the steamer button for 5 seconds, held the tong in place for another 15 seconds, and released the arm clamp as she removed the tong. Sam watched mesmerized as the tightly formed curl retained the shape of the tong. She repeated the process, covering his crown and back to around ear level with curls. Finally satisfied, she set the tongs aside. They need to cool off for a few minutes before I brush them out. Now, go get changed, and we might have time for a quick sandwich before we leave. It doesn't matter what you wear since you'll change when we arrive anyway. Sam stood up to get some clothes, then hesitated. Kelly, he asked, could I borrow a pair of your panties? What? Kelly's face tightened in confusion and disbelief. Did I hear you correctly? You want to wear a pair of my underwear? Sam blushed but nodded. Well, maybe not want, he added, but Karen said. Karen said. God, are you enjoying this, Sam? Are you? Because I'm not. It's bad enough that you're wearing women's clothes in public, but now I have to do your hair and makeup just to make you presentable. All of this is bad enough, but at least people can see it. But my panties. Who the hell is going to notice, Sam? Who cares? That's just you. What's gotten into you? What's wrong with you? I never. No, Kelly, it's not like that. It's just that Karen thought the more feminine I looked or acted, the less noticeable I might be. Right. Not being noticed. Don't be foolish, Sam. For starters, you're a bit less endowed in the chest area compared to Karen, aren't you? Or, God, you're not wearing a bra too, are you? No one mentioned. Thank goodness for that. And when you speak, Sam, I think that gives the game away. I understand, Kelly. Look, I feel uneasy about all of this too. But you wanted. Don't blame me for this, Sam. It's all you're doing. But now you seem to be going along with it all of a sudden. I'm really worried about you. Okay, let's not. No. If it's panties you want, then that's what you'll get. Here, put these on, Kelly said, tossing him a pair of her skimpiest, frilliest, blue cotton lace pair. At least the color matches your skirt, she added sarcastically. He awkwardly put them on, trying to fit his male anatomy into the tight cut. Tuck them in, she instructed. If you get excited tonight, you're going to be in trouble. Now, get your trousers on, or do you want one of my skirts as well? Sam shook his head and struggled into his trousers. Sit back down so I can finish your hair. He sat back in the chair. Kelly sprayed some lacquer over his head, then began to comb and tease the curls into a less defined shape, following the line of her parting. Gradually, the style took shape, with some curls under, loose bangs draping towards one eye, and the hair taken up behind one ear. Finally, she blended the curled and uncurled regions together at the back. Once satisfied, she sprayed the hair once more and let Sam inspect the style. Madam had better be pleased with that, Kelly told him. They ate their sandwiches in the car, thankful for the indoor access to their garage where Sam could discreetly enter the car. Somehow, he felt more self-conscious about the hair and makeup while dressed in his male clothes. Kelly just felt utterly embarrassed and regretted the day they went to that restaurant. They arrived at the restaurant just in time. Rachel was there waiting for them, but Karen wasn't. Rachel complimented Kelly on her efforts with Sam. She was pleased with the makeup but less so with the hair. I imagined something more, well, tightly set. Yes, that's it. Something not loose, but a tighter, more rigid shape. But by the time Sam gets home, we can't really do a roller set, either with hot rollers or especially not a wet set, Kelly explained. Well, can't you do one before going to bed? I'm sure it would last all day if Sam slept in his rollers, suggested Rachel. You mean he should go to work with his hair in a curled style? Kelly asked. Okay, maybe that's not so important though. We'll see how he looks in his uniform today. He. You said he. Sam is still my husband, Rachel, Kelly emphasized, looking to Sam to defend his case as well. Of course, dear. Just a slip of the tongue. I always think of my waitresses as my girls. Anyway, enough chatter, you both need to get ready. And remember, after tonight, only another 4 nights to go. Sam returned to where he changed the day before and found Karen there just having finished herself. Hi, Sam, she greeted him casually. Hi, Karen, he replied. I like your hair, she complimented him. And your makeup. Your wife did it for you, did she? He nodded. I feel a bit silly like this, but it's strange, at this moment, I think what you said yesterday about looking more confident may be right. I'm sure it is, Karen agreed. But Kelly seems really annoyed with me about it. He stripped, seemingly unaware that he was getting dressed in front of an almost stranger. Wow, you wore the panties then, Karen laughed, surprised. Yeah, though Kelly gave me a lot of grief for wearing these, Sam said as he pulled up the skirt. They're really skimpy, though. Quite sexy on a guy. And your legs. They look really smooth now. Do you mind? Karen bent down and ran the back of her hand up the shin of Sam's right leg. After Sam had put the blouse on, Karen helped him with the headpiece again, making sure she didn't upset his hairstyle. As they entered the dining room together, Karen said, Oh, I've got something to show you. And she led him to the cash desk. There she showed him a jar with a hole cut into the top with the name Same written on it. I thought, depending on how you look today and after what we said yesterday, I should start calling you Same all the time now. Is that okay? I guess so. I'm not sure, but let's give it a try then, Karen said. If you hate it, then we can go back, okay? But maybe it will help the customers feel more comfortable too. Sam nodded. In that case, you can wear this as well. It's a name badge. All the waitresses wear them usually. I had forgotten mine at home yesterday, but see, I've got it on today. Here, let me help you pin it onto your blouse. That's right. Same, see. Sam blushed again. What was happening, he wondered. 2 days ago, he was a brash, confident man. Yesterday, he had been reduced to tears by a group of women, and this young girl had consoled him. But today, now, she had persuaded him to wear female underwear and adopt a girl's name. In part, he felt disgusted with himself and wondered if Kelly had been right. But then again, the logic of it. As a programmer, he saw the logic of the situation. What Karen had told him was logically the best way forward. He couldn't escape this situation, and the only way to deal with it was to fully embrace it. He didn't have to like it, just endure it for 4 more days after today. And then he could go back to how things were before. This seemed like the best course of action, but he was worried about Kelly's reaction. Same, anyone in there? Karen's voice snapped him out of his complex thoughts. Customer alert. You take the coats, and I'll take them to the table, okay? Sam nodded. The pattern of the previous day quickly repeated in terms of customer interaction. Karen and Sam established the same routine and worked efficiently as a team. The only difference Sam noticed was that few people immediately or even quickly discerned his true gender. Initially surprised, he grew more confident as he got away with it more often. At one point, he caught a reflection of himself in a large mirror. He discreetly inspected himself from a distance and realized that, at least from afar, he passed as female. The hair, the uniform all contributed to hiding any outwardly male characteristics. He noticed that the blouse's cut concealed the absence of breasts even from a distance. But perhaps he was deceiving himself. Maybe people simply avoided staring in that region too long out of politeness, allowing him to go unnoticed. The only issue he faced was his voice, impossible to conceal. Attempting a softer tone rendered him too quiet, while raising the pitch felt unnatural and uncontrollable. To Karen's clients, he appeared as an equal female companion. However, to his own set of clients, his secret was no longer a secret. During a quiet moment, Sam sought advice from Karen about his voice. Sorry, I can't offer much help. Short of a voice operation, I'm not sure what you could do. Just try practicing more during the day. Maybe by the end of the week, you'll get it right. You could try speaking from your chest more, a sort of breathy type of voice. Focus on your chest as you talk and speak as you breathe. It's hard to do all that while taking orders and remembering everything else. With practice, I'm sure you can manage it. Maybe you need something to remind you of your chest a bit more. I have. No, Karen, I don't think I want to hear this, please. But I haven't said anything yet. I'll think about it, and you should too. We can discuss it more tomorrow if you still have a problem. During the break periods, Karen went first and spoke with Kelly. There was initially an awkward silence between them, but Karen decided to break it. Same's doing very well serving. How are you finding the kitchen, Kelly? It's okay, but, wait, did you say same? Yeah, that's right. Sam and I discussed it. We thought maybe he would feel more comfortable and adapt better to his role with a female name, and the customers too. And the panties. I understand that was your idea too, Karen. Yeah, I guess. Just to help him adapt, you know. It was hard for him yesterday looking so masculine, but in this uniform, he needs to feel, well, less masculine while he's working, to relax more into his part. But he's still a man and my husband, Karen. He's not a she. This is so foolish. Why does Rachel insist on him working out there in those clothes and me in the back? Because she can. Because you agreed. Because it's the opposite of what you both wanted. She knows that Sam was humiliated yesterday, and that was deliberate. He more than you really angered her. Maybe it's spite, but... yes, it's pure spite. It's terrible. I don't see what she can achieve from it. Nothing unless you both let it get to you. That's what I've been trying to tell Sam, that he needs to relax, show it's not getting to him, play the part, and before he knows it, the week will be over. And she'll let us go? Kelly asked. Of course, you signed a contract. That's one thing Rachel believes in, contracts. She always honors them. Kelly, I know maybe you feel bitter and maybe even misunderstand why Sam is acting the way he is. I think it's for the best. He does need your support. And I was going to tell him tomorrow, but I will tell you now, I am a little worried for him on Thursday and Friday evening. Why? Well, after tomorrow, I have 2 evenings off. Now, the girl who will be covering me, Kelly, had her overtime axed because Sam became available. She's annoyed about that. I'm just a little worried for him, that maybe she will make life really awkward for him. I see. And what about me? Did I upset someone? No, you have a crappy job. We're always replacing staff on wash-up. It's a really low-paying job with no tips, no future career, unlike the other kitchen attendants who are at least training for something better. Sorry, but you have the worst job of the lot. I know it. Kelly laughed. But Sam thinks he has. Actually, I think he's enjoyed it more tonight. He hasn't been as easily caught out, so to speak. Just his voice is giving him away. Nothing we can do about that. Kelly stood up and gave Karen an admiring glance. Thanks for the talk. I came in hating you and very suspicious of your motives, but I can see that you do mean well for Sam. I will do what I can to help him more if I can. Karen stood up as well and nodded as they left the break room together. Shortly after, Sam found himself alone with Kenny. Don't you feel really stupid, man? I mean, dressed like that, you look. Hey, look, Kenny, I know, but what can I do? Your boss. You should have stood up to her, man. You've lost all your dignity and respect. Not just from people here, but your wife. What does she think? Yeah, my wife. Well, she isn't happy, I have to admit. Of course she isn't, man. You're sad. Look at you, wearing women's clothes, women's hair, women's makeup. Hell, you're even being called a woman's name, and you just accept it because Karen says so. You let all the women walk all over you and tell you what to do. No, but Karen. But nothing, man. She would have your balls in panties and, I don't know, respect. You've got to demand respect from them. Sam looked awkward, hoping his face didn't give away anything about the panties. Was Kenny right? Was Karen and the others misleading him? He was right about Kelly. Clearly, he had lost her respect. But what could he do? Only the day before, Karen had helped him. Do you like the women's clothes, man? Kenny asked suddenly. No, of course not, Sam answered almost without thought. But even with thought, could he say yes to Kenny? No, he couldn't. But he didn't, no, how could he? Well, you keep thinking on that. If you start changing your mind, then you know you're in trouble, man. Kenny stood up and left without saying another word. Sam stayed behind for a few more moments, pondering his situation. As he stood up to leave, and walked in. Hi, sugar, she said to him. Hi, he answered, preparing to leave. Enjoying it out front. And asked again. What do you mean, the serving, or? Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a bit different from what you normally do, isn't it? Kelly told us you're into computers or something technical, but I just wondered what it's like for you dealing with people. It's okay. It's just awkward. Is that you or the costume? Well, this doesn't help, Sam laughed. Karen copes okay. But she's a woman. It doesn't look as silly. I wouldn't say that. But what's more important is how you feel inside. How do you feel today compared to yesterday? Better, more comfortable, more. Why? Because, well, it's kind of difficult. What is? Well, Karen said maybe, if I looked more, well, if I have to wear this uniform and dress like a, perhaps I should do more to look like, and act like. Yes, like a woman. And finished off for him. It's only a word, it doesn't bite. Sam felt foolish again. These women kept doing that to him. Yes, he admitted. And you think that helped? And asked, probing further. Well, it seems to be, people don't notice me as much and how do you feel? I don't understand. How do you feel dressing and acting more like a woman? Do you feel different? I'm just interested to know. No, well, maybe yes. It is different. I don't know. I can't really say. I mean, it's not real for a start, is it? I suppose not. Oh well, you'd better go back. Enjoy yourself and maybe you can tell me more by the time you've finished here. Sam left the room feeling even more confused than after his conversation with Kenny. Questions all the time and no answers. As he returned to the dining room, the restaurant looked busier than before. For the next hour and a half, he had virtually no time to talk to Karen. However, what Kenny and Anne had said kept churning over in his mind. When Karen did finally meet up with him again, Sam felt more defensive toward her. Hi same, phew, we're really busy tonight. Still, it will be over soon. Sam did not reply to her. She noticed the silence and looked at him quizzically. Everything okay? No, not really. Why do you keep calling me same, even when it's just the two of us? Sam asked. Well, I just thought we'd agreed, and I didn't think you minded, and because I thought it was helping you adjust more. Adjust? What do you mean by that? Adjust to what exactly? To this, of course. I mean, I know it wasn't easy for you last night, but you seem more capable and more relaxed now. I thought I was helping. Why? Why do you want to help me so much? Oh, come on Sam, what is this? What's wrong? I'm just trying to help. I sort of like you. I felt sorry for you last night. I just want to be your friend. I thought you needed a friend. Especially when you said your wife didn't understand. My wife, Kelly, no, she doesn't like this at all. But we talked, at break. I think she understands more now. I explained. What? Sam sounded annoyed. What did you tell her? Just explained how you felt yesterday and how I thought you needed some support. She understands now. She realizes it's not easy for you out here. She understands that how you look is important when you're out here. Sam was silent for a moment, reflecting on their conversation. Was it your idea? He asked finally. What my idea? To dress me up, to humiliate me. Did you suggest it to Rachel that I should work out here and… No, Sam, no. It wasn't my idea. It was hers. I have just been trying to help, but if you don't… No. I'm sorry, it's not that I don't appreciate your help. It's just, the way it looks to others. Kenny said. Kenny, he said what? What does he know? Karen looked slightly irritated at the mention of the young man's name. He thinks I like dressing like this, Sam answered. And Anne, she wondered the same. And do you? Karen asked the question bluntly. What did you tell them? What did you tell Anne? No, of course I don't. I mean, I wouldn't do it by choice. But what you said yesterday, about getting into the role, it made sense yesterday. But other people don't see it that way. Kelly. I think she does now. I have explained, Karen interrupted. And Kenny and Anne, Sam continued. Neither of them work out here. What does Kenny know? He's a guy, he wouldn't want to dress up he says, but you didn't have a choice, the boss made you. In your shoes, what would he do then? How comfortable would he feel? Look, they don't matter, it's how we work this out, it's how you feel in yourself, that's all that matters out here and tonight you've been great. Thanks, Sam smiled. I mean it, you've adapted so quickly. But now, come on, enough pep talking, we've got more work to do. The rest of the shift passed more quickly. What Karen had said to Sam gave him a warm feeling inside. He felt more relaxed and appreciated again. He was getting to like the young girl a lot and she always seemed to make sense to him. It also pleased him that she may have placated Kelly much more. He did not like her to be angry with him. Sam rose early the next morning, showered, and had breakfast, while Kelly enjoyed a bit of a lie-in, her meeting not until later that morning. As he tidied his hair and adjusted his tie before leaving, he caught sight of his thinned and shaped eyebrows in the mirror. He muttered under his breath, Kelly, please wake up dear. Kelly. What time is it? Oh. Kelly, my eyebrows. I forgot. You were going to do something. I can't go into work like this. Kelly opened her eyes, squinting against the light, and peered at him from the bed. Let me see, they're okay, they'll pass, no one will notice. No, please. Kelly, come on, you've got to do something. They're different, they look different, they're thinner. Sam's frustration grew. Sam, I didn't really shape them or anything like that. I just took a few extra ones out, that's all. They're not arched. I can't really do anything, other than thicken them up with a pencil. That might look even worse if someone notices. Oh no. But you said last night. I wouldn't have let you do it if I had known. I mean, what can I say if someone notices? Well, just say the gas cooker flashed back and caught your face slightly and it singed them. They might believe that. Or you could get some clear frame specs on the way to work. They might cover them a bit more, that would be nice. You would look quite distinguished in specs, dear. She leaned over and kissed him on the cheek. Now off you go, I'm having another half hour. See you tonight. And by the way, do try and get in a little earlier tonight. I want to do something more with your hair. Something more with my hair, great. Sam repeated sarcastically as he left the room. By then, dear, he said as he closed the bedroom door. Sam returned home at 4:45 that evening. Hi dear, Kelly called out as he walked in. Have a good day, she inquired. It was okay, and yours? Yep, great. Oh, I like those specs, by the way. I see you took up my suggestion then. Did anyone notice your brows? Yes, actually. I couldn't get these until lunchtime, and Dawn and Samantha both noticed almost immediately. Thank you, Sam replied, still evidently annoyed with her. And what did you tell them? Kelly asked casually. What you told me to say. Did they believe you? I don't know. Dawn said it was lucky that I didn't singe my hair too, and said it had left a nice shape. I'm not sure she believes me, no. Or, never mind, dear. They will grow back soon. Anyway, we don't need to do it again before we finish this awful job now. So let's get you ready for this evening. Follow me, she gestured to him, leading the way into the bedroom. He followed her into the room as she turned to face him. Now I want you to go and have a quick shower and wash your hair while I just get ready. Don't take too long, but I think we have a little more time tonight. 5 minutes later, he reappeared from the in-suit bathroom wearing a toweling robe, his hair still slightly dripping with water. He noticed she had positioned a chair in front of the vanity table and was standing behind it. Would Sir like to sit down? She joked. What's this about then? He asked as he sat down. Well, just a little something different with your hair for tonight. Just to show I love you and want you to look your best. And feel okay. This is the Karen effect, is it? Sam asked, looking up at Kelly. She told you about our talk, did she? He nodded. Yes, I suppose it is then. She isn't the only one who wants you to feel okay. Sam smiled and mouthed a thank you at her so she could see it through the mirror. Kelly started to comb through Sam's wet hair, detangling it as she did so. Sam looked at the table and noticed a large plastic bag containing rollers and a small box with pins inside. Kelly continued working, and Sam noticed her pour the liquid solution onto his hair and then comb it through again. She then carefully lifted one section of hair using the tail of the comb, no more than a roller width wide and about half as deep, and smoothed it out. She placed the end around one of the rollers and then wound it tight until it was against his scalp and secured it with a pin. She swiftly moved on to a new section and repeated the process again and again, quickly covering his head. Sam watched Kelly carefully in the mirror and felt the sensation of his scalp, almost thinking of them as two independent events. Kelly kept talking all the way through, but Sam paid no attention to the words. After 20 minutes, Kelly had finished and placed a net loosely over his scalp, tightening it and tying it at the back of his head. Stay there, she instructed him. I got a new gadget today which I'll show you now. He followed Kelly's movements in the room through the mirror. He saw her walk up to a largish box in the corner of the room, which he hadn't noticed before, and then saw her remove a plastic object. She carried it over to the vanity table and unraveled an electrical cable which she placed in the socket. She then unfurled the plastic object to reveal the tabletop hood dryer. She lifted it to the maximum height and, after getting Sam to turn his chair around so his back was to the table, she placed it over his head. This will take around half an hour to 40 minutes to dry. I'll get you some tea now. And then when you're finished, I'll do your makeup. With that, she switched the dryer on and left the room. Sam felt something almost tranquil about sitting under the dryer, the feeling of extra warmth enshrouding his head. He almost began to doze off as Kelly returned with his food and a drink. All too soon, the time was up for him and he saw Kelly turn the appliance off and she lifted the hood back to reveal his head. Without turning him around, Kelly quickly applied some makeup in a similar way to the previous evening before she finally undid the hairnet and removed the rollers. With her comb, she gently teased the curls into a loosened shape and finished it off with some hairspray. Only when she was happy with the result did she allow Sam to turn back around to face the mirror on the vanity unit. Sam looked at himself, almost perplexed. This time, he saw a distinctly more feminine face in the mirror looking back at him. He felt a rush of uncertainty. How should he feel? He didn't know. "Do you like it?" Kelly asked. "Yes. I guess so. I mean, it's a strange question to ask. I wouldn't go to work like this, but... And I wouldn't expect you to. In fact, this is more of a one-off. Don't think I want you to be doing any of this after we finish working at this place," she said. "Just don't get any ideas, or start liking this. Please." Sam nodded. "Now quick. You had better get changed. And I've left some panties on the bed this time," Kelly smiled. "Just until Saturday night. That's all okay. Just to help you fit in." Sam quickly changed, and they got into the car together. 20 minutes later, Sam was getting changed in the closet room when an already changed Karen came in holding a carrier bag. "Hi Sam, or is it same still? Wow. Your hair looks nice tonight. Hey, you didn't go to a salon, did you?" "No. Kelly did it." "Thanks, and if it makes you feel happier, you can call me same, just until Saturday, that is, of course." "Great. Why Saturday?" "Because that's when Kelly and I finish here, remember. She and I have agreed, I will play along with everything until then and she'll help me as much as she can to support me. I really am grateful for the help you and she are giving me. I think Rachel would leave me to the wolves alone if she had her way." "And Kelly," Karen added. "Kelly, who's Kelly?" Sam asked. "She'll be working with you tomorrow and Friday. I've got 2 nights off. She isn't too happy with you. She lost some overtime because you replaced her here the last few nights." "Me? But it wasn't my fault. I mean, why blame me? It's obvious that I wouldn't choose to do this." "I know," Karen said, "but she is still pretty mad about you. Just watch your back, okay? I think after today you should be okay. Another night under your belt, you're getting the hang of it all now. Just don't rely on her for help." "I'll bear that in mind. Thanks for the tip." As Sam pulled up the skirt, Karen spoke up. "There is one other thing, just to help." "What's that?" Sam asked. "Well, I brought something with me." "Here," she said, holding the bag up. "I thought it may help you pass off that bit more, but I don't know if you..." "What is it?" Some breast forms and a bra." Karen's voice trailed off into silence. Sam didn't answer. "It was just an idea. Yesterday, we said about your voice and chest, and I thought..." "Chest? Well, it just seems obvious. You haven't got one. And with Kelly tomorrow, she will get you to deal with customers more probably, hoping to embarrass you. And I just thought, the more I look feminine, the easier it will be, yeah." Sam finished off for her. Karen blushed. "Yeah, something like that. Sounds dumb maybe." "No, not dumb, but I don't know if it would help." "You could try, I mean here. We could see how they look. If they look stupid, then don't use them. But maybe." Sam felt uneasy, thinking back to his conversations with Kenny and Anne and Kelly. "And you did say you wanted to play along, Just for a few more days, Karen reminded him. Sam nodded reluctantly. What do I have to do? I'll help you. Take your shirt off first. Now I'll place the bra on first. Here, just pass your arms through these holes. That's right. And now I'll just do it up here. That's it. Sam looked down at the strange garment covering his chest. The material sagging, scratching at his skin. Karen moved in front of him, holding the two mold shapes. She pulled out one of the cups with her fingers and placed the breast form inside, and then the other. She repositioned them slightly and then asked, how does that feel? Sam instinctively wiggled his chest and watched as the false breasts moved with him. Strange. I can't really feel anything as such. Just something around my chest. Here, put the blouse on now and let's see how it all looks. Sam complied with Karen's instruction and posed for her. That looks fine to me, she said admiringly. You've got a nice figure now. What size? Sam asked. God, men and size, Karen exclaimed. Even when they're yours. They're 36C. Oh, larger than Kelly's, Sam said, unsure if that was a fair comment or not. Why did it matter to him? Why did he feel that he had to say that to Karen? He felt bad for doing so now. The evening in the restaurant started quietly, and Karen and Sam kept themselves busy to some extent but also spent a lot of time talking. Apart from occasional snippets of conversation and Karen's attempts to cheer up Sam or encourage him, they hadn't really talked about general things or themselves over the past few evenings. Sam found that Karen was a very sensitive person and was able to deduce as much from what he didn't say as from what he did. On the other hand, Karen appeared to be more reserved about herself. He found out that she was single, describing herself as unlucky in love and wanting more than anyone could offer. Sam was surprised by this. He found her very pretty and she seemed so at ease with everyone. He felt a twinge of sadness for her, or was it pity? Karen asked the usual questions about how he had met Kelly and how their life had changed. She seemed to construct a Mills and Boone story in her mind as Sam told her the details of how they had met at a company party, dated soon after, and found they were in love almost straight away. Sam did learn that Karen did not want to be waitressing in 5 years' time. She wanted to go to college and eventually become a nurse. Sam thought she would make a good nurse and encouraged her. Eventually, some diners arrived, and their conversation became more punctuated and lost its intimacy. Eventually, they reverted back to small talk, but Sam felt pleased that they had had the chance to talk. Sam took his first break and found himself with Kelly again. He was making some coffee as she entered the room, and her first view was a side profile. So it's true, she said despondently. Kelly, sorry, what's true, coffee? Sam was caught off guard by the vague statement. The others said that you seemed to have acquired a larger chest, dear. I told them that they must have been mistaken, maybe it was just the cut of the blouse or an illusion. You know, maybe they are just used to seeing the girls with breasts in that uniform, association. But you have, why? Sam began to feel uneasy at having to explain himself to Kelly again. Look, let's have some coffee and… Forget the coffee, Sam. I'm asking you why you are wearing breasts for God's sake. Why won't you answer me? Sam tensed up. Kelly, please calm down. Don't shout because everyone will hear you. I'll try to explain. It wasn't my idea. Of course not. I suppose it was Karen again, wasn't it? Yes, but you talked to her yesterday. You said you understood. She's only trying to help, and, yes, go on. Why breasts? She just thought it would complete the illusion, and it helps me remember to talk from there. I see. I don't believe you, Sam. I think you are really beginning to enjoy this, well, perversion. No, it's not that. Look, what's wrong, Kelly? Only earlier, you were the one doing my hair and makeup and telling me how pretty I looked, and now all of a sudden, you are accusing me of enjoying this. But breasts, you have gone too far. Why are you trying to humiliate me? Me humiliate you? I mean, I'm the one wearing these. Yes, and that's bad enough, but then to be my husband and look as though you have larger breasts than me, that's just insulting. So that's it, you're jealous. Ouch, he thought, as he made a slip. Sorry. Jealous? What do you mean by that? Jealous of what? The fact that I have bigger breasts than you. Listen to yourself, Sam. You don't have bigger breasts than me. They are not real. Do you deceive yourself that they are real? Is that what this is about? No, you have two objects stuffed into a bra wrapped around your chest, that's all. I'm not jealous, I just feel ashamed, and even more so that you want to outgun me. That's not the way it is. No. Maybe not, but I can't help you anymore, Sam. I refuse. I am scared where this is going to lead, and if you can't see that, then I fear it may be too late already. It's not leading anywhere, Kelly. We agreed just until Saturday, But you're changing, Sam, the way you think. You may not notice it, but I do. Saturday will come, and then what? Then we leave all this behind. Maybe I have changed, maybe I am a little more tolerant. Perhaps I have learned when to concede and give in and keep quiet and just get on with something, make the best of it, but I would far sooner be at home with you now than here dressed up in this silly uniform. Honestly. Really? Yes, honestly. Sam embraced Kelly and gave her a small peck on her cheek. I'll have to be careful not to smudge my lipstick, he laughed. He brushed a small tear away from Kelly's eye, held her hand, and they left the room together. During the rest of the evening, Sam never mentioned the episode with Kelly to Karen. He felt that was too personal and did not want to embarrass Kelly further. Karen seemed to sense that Sam was not completely at ease when he first came back, but by the time she had finished her break, Sam had returned to the full swing of the work. As they finished the evening, Karen passed Sam a slip of paper. Same, Sam. Take this. It's my telephone number, just in case you need to talk to someone. And remember, please be careful with Kelly. Sam took the paper and looked at it. He carefully refolded it and held it tight. Thanks. I'll be okay, but thanks anyway. Karen put her finger to her lips to quieten him and gave him a small kiss on his cheek. Just for luck, she said. Sam instinctively looked around to make sure no one else, especially not Kelly, had seen them. He felt relieved that no one was there and smiled. Despite Sam's attempts to calm Kelly's fears the following evening, she seemed much cooler on helping him get ready. Sam arrived home at the same time as the day before, but Kelly said she didn't have time to set his hair and instead opted for a very simple approach of making a center part and using a couple of large clips to secure it, taking any loose hair behind the ears. She applied some minimal makeup and then left him to get changed, never really saying anything to him in the process. Sam looked on the bed and saw there were no panties laid out for him. He wondered if Kelly had forgotten or whether she was trying to make a point. Confused, he decided to wear the same pair as the night before. He pulled his trousers on over them and took his shirt. Then he remembered the breast forms and grabbed the bag with them and the bra from the chair by his side of the bed. He examined the bra, trying to figure out the mechanism of putting it on. He ended up tangling himself in the process and nearly broke one of the straps extricating himself. He walked into the kitchen to find Kelly, holding the bra in one hand. She looked at him. No, she said. I won't help you with that. Please, Kelly. Karen isn't there tonight, and this Kelly has got it in for me. I need your help. Kelly was silent. I won't put the falsies in until we get to the restaurant. Please, he pleaded once more. Eventually, Kelly did concede and helped him with the bra. I suppose this means you're wearing my panties again too, she asked him. Sam blushed and nodded, feeling guilty that maybe he should have asked her first. Maybe I should buy you your own this weekend, Kelly added sharply. Why, no, I don't want you to do that. I don't want. Okay, Kelly laughed this time, although it was a little hollow. I was just testing you. Making sure you understood what I said yesterday. Sam felt better that Kelly now seemed more relaxed again. They arrived at the restaurant a little earlier than usual, and Rachel was at the entrance. She was a little disappointed in Sam's hair, which she said looked rather bland compared to the night before, but Kelly explained that they had been pushed for time. The couple then separated, and Sam made his way to the changing room again. Inside, he found Kelly already dressed. "Sheesh, don't you knock," she stared at him hard. "Sorry, I didn't know you were here." "So, you're the new girl, if I can call you that. Rachel has told me that you can look quite convincing once you're changed. I've got to see this. Don't mind me, I'll just stand here and watch. Not shy, are you? I hear you're not so shy with Karen." "No, okay, if you don't mind." Sam bent down to remove his shoes and socks and watched Kelly through the tops of his eyes. She was leaning back against a wall, watching him closely. She had mid-back length flame-colored red hair, tied up with a scrunchie into a ponytail. She wore the same uniform as Karen and Sam, but had white bobby socks and black ankle-length boots on. She had one knee bent with her foot pressed against the wall and had her hands behind her head, thrusting her breasts out. Chewing gum provocatively, she looked and seemed to be acting in a seductive manner. Sam continued uneasily to remove his trousers, slipping off his belt and then unbuttoning them before easing them down his legs. Kelly immediately noticed the panties and squealed with delight. "Oh, they look very cute," she teased. "Who got those for you, your wife or Karen? Or did you get them yourself? Do you like wearing them?" "Oh, what's your name? Same, isn't it? I noticed the name badge." Sam crossed his legs together and partially crouched, trying to hide the panties from Kelly's view, and quickly grabbed his skirt and pulled it on. "They're my wife's," he finally answered, feeling that now they were covered he had regained some pride. "Aha! And you like wearing them?" "No, not really, but it's your boss that made me wear this uniform and you want to look the part, right? I mean, she insisted that you wore the panties, yeah?" "No, she didn't. But we had an incident on my first night. Someone looked and Karen suggested that." "Well, maybe it would help." "An incident? Haha, I wished I had seen that. Carry on. We start soon and I'm not carrying you like Karen might have done. She's too soft for her own good, that one." Sam started to unbutton his shirt, but before he had even got past his chest, Kelly had noticed the bra. Even she appeared to be shocked by this detail. "You're wearing a bra?" Sam nodded and showed her the breast forms. He now began to wonder if he should wear them or not. Suddenly all the things that had made sense when Karen was with him just seemed so stupid now. "Go on then, put them on. This I've got to see." Figuring that he could not feel any worse, Sam removed his shirt and placed the breast forms into the bra. He then put the blouse on and looked at himself in the mirror. "Oh, you look very nice," Kelly chortled. "Now, you already know what you have got to do, so I'm not going to hold your hand at all. It's you and me out there, but maybe the others have told you, you cost me a lot of money this week, money I can't afford to lose, so forget any team spirit. I do my job and you do yours. If you don't interfere with me or get in my way, then I may stay out of yours. But screw with me, dearie, and I'll humiliate you in front of everyone, you understand?" Sam nodded meekly, and the pair left the room. As the previous night, the early part of the evening was very quiet, but instead of talking with Kelly, Sam tried to avoid her as much as he could. He always had the feeling that she was watching him, however, and she would occasionally make a snide, bitchy comment in his direction. As the customers arrived, however, they both became busier. By now, Sam had become more confident in the way he handled clients and often found that he could either pass as a woman, maybe not a very pretty one, or people were too afraid to ask him what sex he was. He concluded that the breast forms and the name badge had been good decisions, as they added something of authority to his uniform. In fact, despite Sam dreading working with Kelly after what Karen had warned him about, he found this particular evening was going particularly well. That was until around 9 o'clock as he returned from his break. Rachel handed him the drinks she had just prepared while covering his tables. "These are for the new group on table 4. They're a group of 14. Looks like a works outing. Here are their drinks, but I haven't taken their order for any food yet. I'll leave it to you now, sugar." Sam lifted the drinks tray and walked carefully over to the large table, or group of tables that had been assembled together. As he approached the table, however, his heart missed a beat. He recognized someone from behind, a woman he couldn't quite place, and then as he got closer, he realized it was one of the women from his first night. He looked around for Kelly and saw her just enter the dining room from the kitchen. He stopped in his tracks, turned, and approached her. "Kelly," he called, "Kelly, please. This large group. No, two of the women there are from the other night. Remember I told you I had a problem with some group? Could you? No. They're your customers. But please, Kelly, they're a large group. You'd get a big tip. You could keep it all. Screw the tip. You've cost me much more than that all week. Now you just run along and give them their drinks. Don't worry, I'll be watching you from a distance. Just don't scream for help, okay?" "Thanks for nothing," Sam chided. "Pleasure," Kelly smiled back. Sam pivoted on his heel and strode back toward the table. As he drew nearer, it was Sally who recognized him first. "Oh, here's Sam at last with our drinks, Carol. Hey everyone, boys and girls, this is Sam. She, or should I say he, was the one we were telling you about. But she has changed a lot since the other night. Shaved legs, very nice. And, oh wow Carol, look, she's grown breasts, amazing in such a short time." Sam felt his face burning crimson as he sensed everyone's eyes fixed on him, and he observed Carol slowly turning around in her chair to face him. "Aren't you going to say hello to everyone, Sam? I mean, everyone has come here just to see you, and we did ask your boss for you by name. She thought you would be delighted to serve us again. And I think the size of our group delighted her. You're good for business for her at the moment, star attraction. Maybe she won't let you go." The group erupted into laughter. Despite a tear swelling up in his eye, Sam took a deep breath, causing his chest to rise and fall noticeably under his blouse, and he composed himself. "Are you wearing panties now, then?" asked Carol, "or have you still got those awful boxer shorts on?" Sam shot her a hard glare but remained silent. He recalled the advice Karen had given him. Stay calm, he told himself. What would a woman do in this situation? Finally, he responded, "Yes, I am wearing some knickers today. Would you like to see?" "Well, gee honey, if you're offering, let's hike up that skirt and see." "No, I don't think that would be proper in front of the other diners or gentlemen here, but if you, Sally, or any of the other ladies in your group would like to follow me into the female latrine, I would be happy to show you there." Carol was visibly stunned by the response. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. "Eventually," she replied, "that won't be necessary." Sam proceeded to hand out the drinks and then took the orders. Despite silencing Carol and Sally, some of the other people in the group tried to embarrass Sam further with comments and questions. It was much the same as he had heard in his first and subsequent evenings. However, with the confidence of the way he had just handled Carol, he found new, confident rebuttals to each of the comments. "Why are you dressed like that? Aren't you ashamed?" one man asked. "Yes, I'm ashamed I couldn't pay my bill on the day. Better check your wallet, sir, or you all could be working here for a year." I, as well as Kelly there and the other staff, all feel a little embarrassed about the uniform too, but if some of you ladies would like to offer any advice for a more fashionable look, we have a comments card you could fill in. We keep telling the boss, but she won't listen. "Are you a transvestite?" another asked. "No, sir, nor am I gay. If you'd like to escort me to the toilets, I can prove that to you." Soon the comments had subsided, and eventually Sam had taken the order and later delivered it without further comment. Kelly stood next to him at some point later. "You actually handled that quite well. I'm surprised, but impressed too. I still resent you being here, but maybe we could get on for one night tomorrow. Thanks. I am sorry about your overtime, and you can have all my tips if it helps," Sam replied. "Well, if you're offering bribery, I won't refuse it," she laughed as she walked off, leaving him alone again. This brings us to the end of part 2 of this story. For part 3, please visit the link in description.